התחייבות. 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 What does that mean? Anyone know?
To be required.
I like that. התחייבות means obligation. Obligation and responsibility. Hi. Who likes the word obligations? Obligations. You like the word obligations? No. How about responsibilities? Do you like the word responsibilities? Better than obligations?
Yes.
Responsibility, obligation, what's the difference?
I think you choose a responsibility and maybe someone can impose you an obligation.
Good. So I remember when I said I'm never getting married.
You said that?
Yeah.
When?
Wow.
When I was 26, 27, 28,
What was
29.
What was like the reasoning?
Because I don't want obligations and responsibilities. I want to be free. I want to travel the world. I'm sitting in the beach, Thailand, smoking weed, women. I'm just making it up, I didn't do that. I'm trying to be relatable. So I'm traveling the world on my own for 6 years, martial arts, meditation, and it's so good. I could do whatever I liked whenever I liked. One day, literally, I decided I'm going to Nepal, and I booked a flight the next day. The next day I was my mission in Kathmandu. I was like, this is so good. Kathmandu. I'm just going to go somewhere now. And I speak Hindi, and Hindi and Nepali are very similar. So I'll just go into the mountains. I just went, and it was so good. And I didn't have any responsibilities to those people either. So I could go and stay in a village for 3 days and then just be like, I'm out of here. It was so nice. Just traveling the world, doing my thing. I was always nice. I never took advantage of people. I was always very nice and I would help them, but I wasn't tied down to anything. And who needs obligations and responsibilities? And if you think about it nowadays, there are two major things that take away from people's peace of mind, especially when you're married and you have children and you have a house. There are two major things that take away from your peace of mind. The first thing is obligations, responsibilities. I have to pay the rent. I have to pick the kids up. I have to show up. I have to work. I have to. I've got all these things that I have to do. And I might want to do them. I have responsibilities. I think responsibilities also, I don't want to do them sometimes. I have a responsibility to go to work and pay the bills. I don't want to do that. So it takes away from people's peace of mind when they have all these things that they feel are imposed upon them. I've got to do these things. I don't want to, but I have to. The other major thing, which we're not talking about today at all, is desire. Desire completely ruins your peace of mind. In fact, 93% of what you're thinking about, and I made up that statistic then, is what do I want and how do I get it? That's why all the time. What food do I want? What do I want for lunch? How do I get it? What wife do I want? How do I get it? What job do I want? How do I get it? What health do I want? Literally most of your mind is taken up with what do I want and how do I get it. That's it, really. What time do I want to go to sleep? Where do I want to go for Shabbos? What are we going to do tomorrow night? So you're completely living in some future, always chasing and running, and even if you get what you want, then you want more things then. So you never have peace of mind. In fact, if you didn't want anything, well, not true. If you didn't want anything, you'd be depressed. That's what depression is, a complete lack of ratzon. I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to eat, I don't want to be cheered up, I don't want to talk to him. But if you have very directed ratzon to, I want greatness, I want Hashem, I want good, I want to help people, then you'd basically be really, really happy, because you don't have desire taking away from your natural state of happiness. And very often the happiest you ever felt is when you didn't want anything. The happiest you feel is when you actually, at that moment, you don't want anything. You've eaten, you're sitting on the beach, you got your beer with you, nice waves, you're sitting there and you're so present and you're just enjoying it. Do you know why? Apart from it's a nice thing, it's because at that moment you don't want anything. You're just okay with what you're just good, just okay now, you don't want anything.
So I love Yom Kippur. It's not only do I not want anything, I can't have it even if I want to. I can't get something to eat. I can't go on my phone. It's like,
it's higher than that, because if you want something but you know you can't have it, I still want it, because I can't have it. But I hear what you're saying. It's good when you want something and you can't have it, so therefore you let go of wanting it. It's difficult to do that. So for on Shabbos, you cannot check your emails. You can't make that business call. You just can't do it. Which means that either ruins Shabbos for you, because you're thinking about the moment you can make it, or you completely tap deeper into Shabbos because you're like, I'm letting go of that. I just let go. I'm not even letting go for now, and I'll do it later. It's just like, I let go. Yes?
So you're talking about satiety? Like being satiated with what you have?
Yeah. Samech b'chelka. I'm just okay. I'm really okay. And I want things in my life and I'm going to grow, but I'm a happy person. The less you want, the happier you will be. Anyway, we went into Ratzon, and I don't want to talk about Ratzon today. I want to talk about Hitchayvut, obligation. So I travel the world. Who wants obligation? Who wants obligations? What obligate? Well, I don't want obligation. I want complete freedom. And it feels great to be completely free. And then I was sitting on the beach somewhere one day, and there was this like 58-year-old, very sun-beaten, old man, dreadlocks, tattoo, playing Bob Marley on the guitar, around a fire with all these kind of 20-year-old backpackers showing off to these 20-year-old Israeli backpacker girl. And I was like, that's what I'm going to end up like. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I was like, I get it when you're 20 to 30, I get that. You're now 58 and you're still the same Bob Marley songs. You got your 4 chords.
Mm-hmm.
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant Jim. It's like just passing around the weed, hopefully getting some 20-year-old girl, I was just like, it's so sad. So sad. And I realized what's going to happen to me if I don't have obligations. If you don't have obligations and don't have responsibilities, you never become a great person. You'll never be a great person if you don't take on obligations and responsibilities. In any area of your life, by the way, if you want something in your life, that comes with obligations and responsibilities. If you want to be fit and healthy and strong, then you have to go to the gym and you have to stop smoking, and there are things you have to do if you want to become the person you want to become. Hitchayvut, obligation. So there's obligation. Judaism speaks about this in 3 main areas, because life in Jewish philosophy is about relationship. The purpose of life is relationship, not pleasure. Someone might have told you the purpose of life is pleasure. Not true. Don't listen. The purpose of life is relationship. Relationship with yourself. So you have obligations to yourself. And if you don't fulfill your obligations to yourself, you will never have self-esteem. You'll never have self-respect. You'll never be a healthy, great person. It's the obligations to yourself and fulfilling the obligations to yourself that make you a great person. It's the only way. To live up to your values, to live up to your standard. I feel obligated to myself. I have responsibilities. I have the responsibility to take care of myself. I have a responsibility to become the best person I can become. Baruch atah Eloheinu. Einu melech ha'olam she'akol nהיה מדברי. Like last night and this morning, I nearly said I was sick. My body was very sick. So my body had a cold. And my nose was running and I was coughing. I woke up this morning, davened, it was raining. And I was like, there's only one way to deal with this. Tuesday kickboxing. Like if I don't go to kickboxing today, I'm just done. I have to go. In the red, no stop running. I'm not joking. When it started again after. Man, I great push-ups, sweating. Like sweat that baby out. I felt I had no obligation to myself. If I didn't go to kickboxing, I'd just be like, you know what my day would have been like without kickboxing this morning? Okay. Now you got to understand yourself. Because maybe you'd think I have an obligation to take care of myself, so I should stay in bed today and take medicine. So I'm not saying it's always, but you have to know, I have an obligation to myself. What's my obligation to myself? Is my obligation to myself self-care at this moment, and I should not push myself, very important, or no, is my obligation I need to push myself through this. I happen to be a pusher, but you have to know yourself. Don't push and then collapse. Don't push and then get so worn out that you shout at your wife and children. Don't do that. Yeah.
So the purpose of life is relationship, and then you want to talk about
The 3 relationships.
relationship with yourself.
The first one is the relationship with yourself, ben adam la'atzma, between a person and himself. So a relationship is really based on obligations. That's what makes a relationship. So then the second relationship is ben adam la'chavero, between me and you, between me and my wife. Basically your greatest, most important relationship is going to be between you and your wife.
More important than all with God?
Yeah, I think so. I think Hashem's okay if you ignore him, but I don't think he's happy if you ignore your wife.
What, isn't that why they put the split in the shul? They didn't used to split the shuls, but because that was the idea of, if you're sitting there with your wife, Hashem's like, why are you talking to me? You should be talking to her.
That's beautiful. But if your wife's not there, he is.
Yeah.
You should be talking to me, not your friend's wife. Yeah, that's a lovely thing. I like that. So. Now, the key to marriage. The key to marriage. I'm not going to give you the relationships class now, but one of the 5 keys to marriage. Why do you want to get married? Do you know why you want to get married? Because you want someone to give you all your physical, emotional, mental and spiritual needs. That's why you want to get married. You want to get married because you want someone to hug, and you want someone to make you feel good, and you want someone to come home to, and you want someone to raise a family with. You're getting married because you're quite needy, and you're looking for someone who can fulfill your needs. And she's even more needy than you. And that's why most marriages don't work. Because most marriages are made up of 2 people who are in it for themselves. What can I get out of this? That's why marriage doesn't work. The essence of love is to give to someone else. That's the essence, that's what it means to love. The opposite of love is lust. Lust is to take for yourself. Lust is taking, love is giving. So when I walk around and I say, people say, I'm ready to get married. And I say, well, what are you looking for in a woman? They say, well, she's got to be pretty, and she's got to keep Shabbos, and she's got to cook. No one ever says, she's got to be someone I feel like investing in. I really want someone who I feel like I want to invest. I want to see their potential. I see their potential, and I feel that I can be there for them to help them. But no one ever says that. Is I want someone who can see my potential and help support me to reach my potential. It's got to be that other way. So when my students say to me, how do I know I'm ready to get married? I usually say to them, well, you're definitely not. I say to them, when you're ready to put someone else's needs above your own. When you're ready to truly take care of someone to the extent that if there's a clash of needs, then hers come first, not resentfully, joyfully. To joyfully let go of your need in order to give her her need. To joyfully. In fact, it's the best thing. So, some people are like, no, I am the man of the house. I'm the balabayas, and I have things my way. A real man doesn't need things his way. He's cool. And I actually call, I'm okay, whatever you want, but not resentfully. So if you get your way over your wife, you lost. That's not God winning. You lost. You don't want your way. My way is that my wife's really happy, and how's my wife really happy when it's her way? Now, very rarely do we have a clash, but in general, then it's come to the point where she really trusts me a lot, because she knows I don't need my way, and she basically wants to follow me. She respects me. She looks up to me. So when I show her that she's my priority and I don't need anything, then she says, you know what, you can lead the way anyway. I just want to feel that. And don't use this as a trick. I'm going to show her that so I can get my way. Really, don't do that, because it doesn't work. You've got to honestly, like, I'm cool. Why do you need your way? Very important.
You could say that like pleasure you get by giving is like all selfish. It's like
No.
you're doing it for yourself.
No,
'Cause you feel so good by giving to her.
No, often I'd really rather that she got out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning to feed the baby than me having worked all day. And you're like, no, but the pleasure, no, not really. Not at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'd rather be asleep. This is not true.
But you
Now,
do it
the
because
truth-
you want to do it because you want to give to her.
Correct, but not because my goal in giving to my wife isn't my pleasure. That would be disgusting. Do I get pleasure from giving to my wife? Yes, I do, but you should. You should get pleasure from doing the right thing. You shouldn't do the right thing to get pleasure. My goal isn't to get pleasure. I'm not here to get pleasure. I'm here to give pleasure. Do I get pleasure from giving flowers to my wife?
Yeah.
Would I still give them if somehow theoretically I didn't get pleasure from them? Absolutely. And if I wouldn't, that's a problem. Some people would say, well, no, I wouldn't, and that's not healthy. So my primary conscious motivation when I give tzedakah is because I really care about people. Do I feel good that I give tzedakah? I do. But that's not why I'm giving tzedakah. That's not my reason for giving tzedakah. It's a reward for giving tzedakah. Hashem rewards me with feeling good about myself, but that's not what I'm doing. And if I were doing it just to feel good about myself, then I think I wouldn't really get the reward of feeling that good about myself, because I'd be egotistical.
So
Well, you answered my question.
I'm a prophet.
So it's like a good litmus test is like you give.
If you didn't get the pleasure, would you still do it joyfully?
And like maybe a situation where you wouldn't get the pleasure is like you give to her and she doesn't even say thank you, but you still feel good.
Yeah.
So that's a good litmus test.
Lovely. Lovely. Are you resentful? You're resentful. You're in the mood for intimacy, she's not. Are you now going to get resentful and say, no, you have a duty, you're my wife? You're disgusting. You go and learn Torah and say, I'm here when you need me. Whenever you need me, I'm completely here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And then let's say your wife, being very serious, I have a student and they got married and the wife had a kid with him, and then she was very traumatized from the birth and she couldn't be fully intimate for a year more. And she wasn't a bad person. She felt guilty about it. And she wasn't a bad person, lovely person, but he had to get over needing that and just be there for her and say it's okay. I do want it too, don't worry, but you're more important to me. And he didn't then become a moody, horrible person. He became a kinder, closer, more loving, caring man. because that's what she needed, with no end in sight. It wasn't like, if I be nice enough to her, eventually she'll go. Okay. He didn't know that. So he just had to say, I'm here for her. You're important for your children as well. Are your children here to give you nachas? My children, you're here to give me, not at all. You're here to give your children what they need. That's greatness. So, it basically means in your marriage, you need to focus on your obligations and your responsibilities in the marriage, not on your rights. Well, it's my right. I have a right in the marriage. You have to do this for me. I have my right. Doesn't matter. Now, she has to focus on her obligations too. So you will get your rights. It's okay. Rights come with obligation. Obligations come together. But which one are you focusing on? And the Western world only focuses on rights. The Bill of Rights, the Charter of Rights, UN rights, rights. The Torah doesn't mention rights. There's no word in the Torah for rights. There's only obligations. Not because the Torah doesn't believe you have rights. In fact, it's only because we have a Torah that you have rights. If there's no God, you don't have rights. So the Torah knows you have rights. But the Torah says, rights and obligations, two sides of one coin. But if you focus on your rights, you're going to be a selfish taker, egotistical, and you won't have a healthy society. But if you focus on your obligations, and everyone focuses on their obligations, you focus on your obligations and your wife focuses on hers, you focus on your obligations and your children focus on theirs. The employer focuses on your obligations to the employee, and he focuses on the employee. If everyone's focusing on their obligations, then it's going to be amazing marriage and relationship in a society. And everyone will get their rights. You'll get your rights. You're not in it for your rights. So I was walking around, I thought it was funny, about 2 months ago. The kollel boy, the older boy, they're dating. They're like, who wants a wife? They're like, me. I said, you're not ready. They're like, what do you mean? I want a wife. I said, you should have said, I don't want a wife, I want to be a husband. I want to be a husband. It's not like I want a wife. And then the clever ones were like, no, I meant I want a wife so that I can be a husband. And I said, no, you didn't mean that. Don't lie. Now you've got to wait another 6 months because you're right. You're not even being honest with yourself. How are you going to be honest with your wife? You've got to show up. Obligations is all about showing up. I'm showing up. It's my obligation. I'm showing up. Even when I don't feel like showing up, I'm showing up. Rights? What's rights? I'm showing up to get my room. Obligations is so chazak. Obligations is what makes you a man. That makes you not be that 58-year-old guy sitting on the beach playing Bob Marley songs. And I got a guitar, I still play Bob Marley songs to my children. I have an obligation to teach my children Bob Marley. Religious children growing up in Jerusalem need Bob Marley. Exodus, movement of Jah people. Oh, that's Mamish Pesach. We sing our Pesach. And then we have a relationship with God, Hashem. And the whole of the Torah is your obligations. Why? Because that's what makes a relationship with Hashem. You have an obligation to put on tefillin. Now, who really benefits from you putting on tefillin? You. So really, it's an obligation to yourself. Following the Torah isn't following your obligations to Hashem. Although it is, kind of. And we'll see on a deeper level it is. But it's really, these are obligations for yourself. Because Hashem's telling you what's good for you. Hashem's saying it's good for you to keep Shabbos and put on tefillin and wear tzitzit. And that's really good for you. So you owe yourself. You deserve it. You treat yourself spiritually. You treat yourself to your obligation. It's amazing. But then there's an even higher level where you say, Hashem, you know what? I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for you, joyfully. I'm going to put on my tefillin for you, Hashem. Because I have an obligation to make Hashem happy. And do you know what makes Hashem really happy? When I do what's good for me. Do you know what makes me happy? When my children do what's good for them. I'm happy they're doing what's good for them. So I'm doing it for Hashem. Hashem, I'm doing what you tell me to do because it's good for me, because that's what you want me to do. So I'm doing it for you. We say before every mitzvah, I'm doing this, lasot nachas ruach lebareinu. I'm doing this to give nachas to Hashem. So I say, Hashem, I'm putting on my tefillin for you. Baruch Atah Hashem, because I want you to be happy. I want you to have nachas. I'm putting on my tefillin. Obligation. I am obsessed with obligations. I love obligations. They're the best. So there's a very, 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 very high level. Obligations are what you have to do. The highest level is when you want to do what you have to do. I want to do what I have to do. So much so that even if I didn't have to do it, I'd still do it now. Even if Hashem says, you don't have to keep Shabbos anymore. You can, you don't have to. I want to keep Shabbos. Hashem says, you don't need to put on tefillin anymore. You can, it's cool, but you don't have to. I want to put on tefillin. I want to do what I have to. In fact, there's nothing I want more than what I have to do. The things I have to do, those are the things I most want to do in my life. It's so amazing. I want to do the dishes. It makes my wife happy. I actually want to do the dishes. I want to do. Now there's a level where I don't. There are some things I don't. So I'm not on the highest level yet. To be able to do something that you don't want to do because you have to do it, but not miserably, that's a very beautiful high level. It gets to the point when I want to do that. I want to do it. Just very quickly, there's another big distinction in your life. Someone just said to me, I have to go home. I've been in yeshiva a couple of weeks, I have to go home. And I said to him, no you don't. He said, no, I have to go home because I've seen. I said, no you don't, you're choosing to go home. You don't have to go home. In fact, tell me one thing you have to do. Is there anything you have to do? You don't have to eat, you could die. You don't have to pay the rent. You'll be kicked out if you don't, but you don't have to. Is there anything you have to do?
Only to reach a certain goal.
Once you yourself have given yourself a goal, then there are things you have to do in order to reach the goal. But you chose the goal. So once I chose to take care of my family, now I have to pay the rent. So now when I pay the rent, I can either resentfully pay the rent and say, oh, I have to pay the rent, or I can say, no, I'm choosing to pay the rent. Because you are. So most people are living such deflated victim, I have to do this, I have to go home, I have to. No, you don't. You want to go. Well, or even if you don't want to directly, there's something you want. Now, once you've chosen what you want, there are things you have to do. Those become your obligation. So your obligations, so therefore this is a higher level of thinking about your obligations. They've only become your obligations because you want something. Your obligations to yourself became your obligations because you want to be a strong, great, healthy person. Your obligations to your wife became your obligations because you want to have a good relationship with your wife. Your obligations to Hashem and Torah only became your obligation. You don't have to put on tefillin, by the way. You really don't. You don't have to keep Shabbos, don't have to do any of that. Now, if you want to reach your ultimate spiritual potential, then you do have to do it. But what you've chosen to do that. So never say, I have to daven mincha, No, you don't. So even if you don't want to daven mincha, don't say, well, I don't want to daven mincha, but I have to. Say, I don't want to daven mincha, but I'm choosing to. Because I want to invest in the relationship. I'm choosing to daven mincha. And that already makes it a bit better. And then learn about mincha. And if you actually knew what mincha was, you'd absolutely want to do it. Of course, well, how could you not want it? If you knew what Shabbos was, you wouldn't want anything more than Shabbos. If you really knew what sits in and to fill in and everything, what do you want more than that? Well, I want a Big Mac and fries. Really? I want that. So what you start doing is, I want these obligations. I want them. Why? Because I know they'll make me a great person, having a great marriage and a great spiritual relationship with Hashem. It's going to be, obligations make you great. But doing them not resentfully as a burden. It can't be a burdensome, resentful obligation that I'm doing because I have to. No. It's got to be a joyful opportunity that I'm choosing. I'm joyfully choosing to take care of my obligations. Because I know that I'm investing in something bigger. Is that the same? Hitchayvut is our word. Maybe we'll just do words. Each day I'll do a word.